We naturally experience time in one specific way. Tick, tick, tick. 1 second follows another, perfectly uniform, steady, and entirely predictable. This 90-day timeline shows how beginners assume options work, decaying in a straight line, dropping evenly. They sell contracts 60 to 90 days out, tying up capital on this plateau, expecting a slow, reliable daily drip of profit. But holding for 3 months exposes a flaw. Time equals risk. Every extra day on that flat line is another chance for a freak storm. A sudden crash can wipe out weeks of progress in 5 minutes. Playing the long game offers an illusion of safety. You are mathematically maximizing your exposure to random market storms, all for a tiny daily reward. Looking at the actual shape of options time decay, a metric called theta, we see a completely different curve. It barely moves at the 90-day mark, but drops near vertically as it approaches zero. Think of it like a playground slide. For the first 2/3 of the ride, the slope is nearly flat, and you barely move. Then, in the final stretch, the slide drops straight down. If the speed of the drop accelerates toward the end, you might wonder why we don't just trade the final 48 hours to capture the absolute fastest melt. The issue is the environment of those final 5 days. Time decay is no longer a smooth drop. As the contract approaches zero, its price becomes incredibly sensitive to even the smallest market movements. A tiny, unexpected afternoon jump acts like a freight train. It can tear right through your position, blowing out your account before you even have a chance to react. Pushing your trade into the final days strips away your defense. You turn an accelerating asset into a completely uncontrollable liability. This brings us to the operational sweet spot, right here on the timeline, explicitly marked between 18 and 21 days to expiration. This is the exact inflection point of the math. The time decay switches from a slow, agonizing drip to a heavy, rapid pour. By entering the market right at this specific threshold, you entirely bypass the early plateau. You strip out weeks of unnecessary overnight risk. And by exiting the trade shortly after this window, you keep your capital securely fenced off from the jagged, chaotic price swings of those final hours. This specific section of the curve provides a distinct mathematical advantage. You capture maximum decay speed while retaining total control over your trade. This math forms the foundation of capital velocity. Instead of passively waiting for time to pass, you actively engineer a system to extract profits and recycle your funds quickly. This approach relies on 3 rules. Rule 1, stop selling 45 to 60-day cycles, eliminating the flat dead zones. Rule 2, target the 18 to 21-day window to extract the steepest time decay and compound gains. Rule 3, eject before the final 5 days, using mechanical exits. Pulling your money out mechanically guarantees you never have to rely on guessing unpredictable market directions or crossing your fingers to keep your collected premium. By combining these 3 rules, you let the clock do the heavy lifting at top speed. You capture the fastest part of the melt and immediately recycle your buying power into the next cycle. Long-term market profitability is built on the precise geometry of time. By weaponizing the steepening decay of the theta curve, a trader relies on the cold mechanics of the clock rather than the uncertainty of price direction. This framework illustrates market mechanics for educational purposes and is not financial advice.